Welcome to Coffee Bar Stories,
A small town comedy and DTZ Entertainment presentation.
hosted by Dad and Son.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Coffee by Stories, and in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about Uncle Kenny. And in today's episode, we have my brother Bubba joining us today. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing excellent.
That's great to hear. Now I'm going to kick it off to Dad.
All right, son, thank you. All right, I figured your younger brother, he asked me about any more stories about me and Uncle Kenny and whatnots and stuff because of the other ones. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll do another episode and we'll do some more Uncle Kenny
Yeah.
and stuff. So one of the long time ago, back when me and him ended up working together, believe it or not. And we got a job at the place. It's a print shop, basically. It was owned by a Fortune 500 type style company, so they have a Christmas party every year. And me and Kenny are going to go to this thing, right? And it's at a country club type of place where they're going to have this Christmas party at. And, you know, and I asked your mom, hey, you want to go to this Christmas party with me and Uncle Kenny, you know? And being the bright woman she is, she declined gracefully and said no, she wasn't going to go because she knew that this place where we were going, when I told her where it was at, she'd been there for a wedding back when she was younger. And she already knew there was going to be booze for free flowing and everything. And back then, you know, she wasn't going to have it with hanging out with two drunks all night. So me and Uncle Kenny, we end up going ourselves. Here's the thing. We go to the party. Our first idea is, let's get high in the parking lot. So, like two idiots, we're sitting there smoking a joint. Yeah. And it's a big joint. And we're passing it back forth, just chit-chatting. And we got to be over halfway done with it.
It's basically
a third or so left of it. And your uncle looks up. And there's one of our workers staring at us.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, shit, because he's like, hey, we're being watched. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Oh, you know, and, and I'm like, oh, shit, who is that? And he's like, man, I don't know where do they work? They must be from the office, because, you know, we know the guys on the floor that work all 3 shifts they have. We know all the guys that work each one and stuff, right? We didn't recognize this person. I'm like, oh, shit. And he's like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. It looks like we're not going to have a job tomorrow. Screw it anyway. So he just passed it back to me, and I hit it. The dude walked on and was waiting, I guess, for somebody to catch up, basically. And then walked on. We go inside, all nervous and shit, like we're going to get in trouble. And before we know it, this guy we work with, he's a wild man. He drank at work. He just didn't give a shit. He met us at the door. He's got 2 bottles in each hand, or 4 bottles, but 2 in each hand. Coming up, hey guys, here, take a beer. You know, oh, shit-faced already. And it's free open bar. And I'm like, oh, crap. But the thing was, on the open bar, you could only drink beer until dinner time, until after dinner was served. Then you could have mixed drinks, hard liquor, whatever. But they wouldn't allow, you could only have beer or wine before dinner and through dinner. So we walk in this place, holy crap. It's got like a dance floor, DJ set up, you know, hardwood floor.
Yeah.
And this really nice carpeting layout with levels to it, to where, you know, tables, they all were on a flat floor. This place was, you know, you walked in and you kind of walked down. It was like a sunken in floor.
Okay, so it was set up for like a party and place, so like a fancy one at that.
Yeah, and especially weddings, I can see where.
So like a venue almost.
Yeah. Basically, just an upscale venue is what it was. And you could see, you know, they had it set up, or you could tell you could see the bride and all their workings. But for us, it was more where we could see the head wigs or whatever they're showing up for the Christmas party, going through their emotions. Well, we're sitting there, you know, me and Kenny drinking, and we're talking and stuff, and they're like, okay, dinner's gonna be served in 15 minutes. And these people come around, and they took our order for what we wanted. You know, you had a choice between steak or fish, or steak or chicken. And it was like an a la king or some kind of chicken. It was a fancy chicken, and the steaks were like cooked to order. So everybody ordered and stuff, and the table we were sitting at, the party guys with us, and a couple people we know from our shifts are sitting with us.
Yeah.
We're sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to go outside and smoke a doobie real quick before the foods come?" Because they're just gonna talk about the bullshit right now. So we headed on outside real quick, and we smoke this doobie, and we get torn up. We come in, the food's sitting there, and there's these tickets next to our plates, and your uncle's like, "What the fuck is this thing?" And he throws it off to the side of the table up there, and he goes to town, starts chowing on his steak, and he's getting buzzed up, drinking beers and stuff, and next thing I know, you can tell people are starting to sit back and they're done kind of eating. The waiters and waitresses are cleaning it up, starting to clean here and there. The table's off. And then the head guy or whatever, he starts going, "We're going to call some numbers." I look at King, I'm like, these, what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing? And King's like, "I don't know, man. This is my first time here too. What the hell you talking?" No, then our neighbors there, they lean over, they go, "Oh, they got a raffle." I'm like, "What the hell are they raffling off?" And I'm thinking junk, for a raffle. They're raffling off 3 fucking items. One is a fucking, like a mini fridge.
Okay.
One's like this surround sound system for your house.
Okay.
Now you got to remember, this is back in the 90s.
Okay.
So
That makes
it's
more
gonna
sense
be one of these head units, like a JBC head unit, 5 speakers, and it's a big deal. It's probably it'd probably be about $600-700 system.
Kind of like the ones we had.
Yeah, an order of that and stuff, and it was worth a lot of money. And the top one was a trip, all expense paid trip to the Wisconsin Dells, I think it was. Yeah, to the Wisconsin Dells, all. Like a family of 4, basically, is what the trip was.
Okay, and could you explain to me what Wisconsin Dells is? Because
it's like a family
like
getaway.
A resort, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like your Branson, Missouris, and your Six Flags and stuff. But this is like got water park and camping whatnots. It's just got family attraction type deals, but they got all paid trip to it's what you get.
Oh, okay. I was a big dumb thing.
And they pull this number. They pull the numbers, and these people win. Me and Kenny don't win. Kenny, all of a sudden, your Uncle Kenny, he looks at me. They're like, thank you and everything. He gets all pissed off, throws the ticket to the side, and he starts ranting about fucking, that's disrespectful, I'm just 3 motherfuckers. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck do you give a shit? What are you going to do with any of that crap? So what, man? Drink some more free fucking beer. You just fucking ate a steak. What's your problem? It's Uncle Kenny whining and crying. And then the next thing we know, the bar's opened up. We go up to the bar, get the hard liquor, and I'm like, oh crap, he's getting like double shot shit. We go and we sit at the table. Here comes one of the secretaries around handing us everyone envelopes. We all were getting Christmas bonuses of I think it was like $300 in cash.
There you go.
Cash, not check.
Cash.
Cash.
Oh.
And here he is throwing his fucking fit, and I'm like, oh, And the guy next to me, the big party guy that been getting wasted all night, he leans over and he's like, "Is your Uncle Kenny?" Or he goes, "Is Kenny gonna act a fucking fool when he sees what he gets? Because this is money money in this envelope." I was like, I don't know. I said, I'm probably gonna act up. So I told Kenny, I said, "Hey, open your envelope, man. See what the fuck they gave you." He goes, "Man, what am I gonna do? Fuck a check, fuck them with their $10 gift card type shit." He opens it in $300, and then you could tell he still goes, "Oh fuck, just some cash, And you could tell he wanted so bad. He knew
pissed off?
that he had to become humble so bad that he still stuck to it.
He just wanted to be pissed off so badly.
Yeah. So now the president of the night set. So
he was gonna find any excuse to be pissed off for the rest of the night.
He's starting that grumbling bullshit. So we go up to the bar with people. We have some drinks. We do some shots, and everybody is kind of like 15, 20 minutes worth of, different people coming around to the bar and everything. It's like that after dinner, everything is cleared off. It's time, start mingling. People are getting on the dance floor, that kind of stuff. It's the party or the dance and party time for the Christmas party, right? And we go over to the bar and 20 minutes worth of this bullshit of doing shots. I don't do like Kenny. I'm smarter than that. I know I got to keep my head on my shoulders because of my bosses are there and shit. So I'm like, well, let's go outside for a minute. So we go out to the car to go smoke a doobie, right? And then we see Jen and Andy out there. And Jen and Andy are the two people that lived next to me and your mom and you guys when we were growing up. And they had two boys you guys played with.
Okay.
But she'd worked there in the bindery department and got me and him a job. Well, we seen him out there. And we're like, hey, come on over and, we'll smoke doobies. So we're all sitting there smoking doobies, finding out about people. And a couple more people that we knew walked out. They waved in to the car. So we're packing this car we had up with people in it, passing joints around and gossiping and stuff. And Kenny's, he's just sitting there being real quiet. And I'm like, this motherfucker's sponging.
No, he's
Oh,
just
shit.
sponge.
Okay. And we get out and shit, and he's not saying much. And we're walking into the Christmas party, and everybody's having a good time. Everything's going on, and he's still, he's being okay, but not being okay. And then he fucking goes. I forget the situation with the person, but he didn't like them anyway. But then when they talk shit on him in the car, because like I told you, he's being a sponge.
Yeah.
He fucking goes up. They get into it somehow. He takes whatever they told him and whatever he heard in the car and threw it in the person's face.
Oh, shit.
And everybody
God
that's
damn it,
around
Kenny.
there, not the whole crowd, but everybody that's around the area. is
Everyone
like,
in the immediate
"Oh,
vicinity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
They're looking at themselves like, oh, shit, here we go. Because, it's like an unspoken, knowledge.
Yeah.
That whatever he was done, right? And so I'm like, I gotta get this asshole out of this area and outside. As he's going off, the guy goes and pulls back to hit him, and our friend Jen, her husband Andy, stepped in front and got cocked in back of the
fuck.
head as he's like grabbing Kenny, like kind of like putting his arm around. Come on, buddy, let's go.
God
And,
damn it.
head to the bathroom real quick.
Trying to mediate the situation,
Oh,
just gets
yeah.
clocked. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, which he was a pretty big dude, so the punch didn't really bother him that much,
There you
and he
go,
didn't
at
get mad
least.
about it. He just was directing your Uncle Kenny out of the way. I dealt with the guy. I'm like, hey man, sorry about this shit. He's a fucking idiot. He's been drinking, and the booze, it was just hitting him like tons of bricks and stuff. And then he goes in the bathroom. He's in there a while, and everybody's talking and hanging out, and Jen's like, after the Christmas party ends, which is like at 11, and it's probably, I'll say 10:30 now. She's like, why don't we go to the bar? And I'm like, go to the bar? She's like, yeah, we're going to go to and have an after party. I'm like, well, shit. I said, if he's acting all right, we will. Well,
Yeah, if he's acting right.
yeah, so we're, okay, and we're talking to a few people, starting to find out who's going to go and start telling them which bar to meet at and how to get there, the ones that don't know, or who's going to follow who type deals. More who's going to follow who. And he comes out of the bathroom with Andy, and then Kenny's smiling. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, God.
So I don't question it. We don't even know what the fuck happened. Don't care. He's in a good mood now. So we're all, hey man, we're going to the bar for an after party. Oh, that's fine. Great. Yeah, let's do it. We go. We get there. He goes in and drinks two, the Red Bull and Jägermeister. I guess.
Jaeger bombs.
Okay, yeah. He drinks two of those,
Oh, fuck.
and then
Shots
starts
Okay.
drinking beers and stuff. And then what in the hell possessed him? But he's not causing problems. He's kind of checking out the girls. He's in his element in the bar.
Yeah.
So he's like talking to people and and stuff like that, milling around. He likes the bar better than where we were at, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's having a good time. And next thing I witness out of him, because I'm sitting at a table with Jen, and then we're just kind of bullshitting, me, her, and her husband, and I think one of the other guys that we work with. And I noticed him walking back from the bar, and he's got a drink in his hand. This thing's a pretty big glass. And I'm like, man, that thing don't look right. It's real dark, but the darkness has got like a fizziness to it. It's real weird. Come to find out, he got a glass worth of Red Bull and that Jägermeister.
Son of a bitch, Kenny.
Drinking.
That'll fuck you up, and I know that firsthand.
Oh, yeah. Now, you know your Uncle Kenny there, Bubba. Now, drinking that, you know how he would drink it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's pounding it.
Oh, yeah. It was like just like it was a ice cold beer, first one of the day.
That's bad. No.
No.
Yeah.
Have you had Jaeger before?
Yeah, I like it.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's great, but oof.
Well, I don't drink like that, so.
I mean,
Well, that's the thing. See, he put it all the way down, and I was like, oh God, okay. Maybe he's switching to soda, because I don't know what he's had yet. And next thing I know, I quit watching him, and I'm back in the conversation and whatnot, and he's acting fine, doing all right. And he goes up to where the jukebox is, and it's not one that's up against the wall. This was one that was hanging on a wall, or actually it was a pillar. It was hanging on that, a beam. And he went up to it, and he went to put like one arm onto it, and he took it down.
Oh,
he
God,
just
damn it.
like head first into it, and
shit.
sideways, and it just come off the wall. It wasn't meant to hold up nobody.
Oh.
He come crashing down, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm sitting there debating, do I act like I know this motherfucker, or do I just go, And I'll tell you, Bubba, it took a lot to stay there, bud. It did.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
So we go over, and he just got that fucking shit face, don't looking type. Yeah, so we help him up at the bar, and I'm like, I sit him at the chair, and the bartender's being cool about all this shit. Everything, the bartender doesn't give a flying crap. And I don't know this bar or anything like that. Only Jen and Andy do. So I don't know if their family but they talked to the bartender. The bartender was cool, sat him down. He just passed out basically in a chair and stuff. And we partied on and shit probably till bar closed. We go to leave. I take him out, put him in the car, no problem. Get him in, strap him, let's go home. You've already made an ass out of yourself the whole damn time at Christmas. The party and the bar, you just took out a machine and made a fucking big deal out of shit.
Yeah.
While he was there. Because I heard this is, a lot of this was after the, days at work, people informing me of shit I wasn't around to see, but we got 2 blocks from the house in the car. He's still out. All of a sudden, because we didn't wear seatbelts, but then that me and him, we still didn't give a shit. We didn't wear seatbelts.
Yeah.
And stuff. They weren't really forcing it yet. And next thing you know, he just pops up out of the dead sleep, grabs the door handle, and jumps out.
What the hell?
Out of the moving car, jumps out. I lock it. I just don't
What
stop.
the fuck?
I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? And he just,
This man going crazy.
like, I'm walking home. I don't care. I'm walking home. You ain't taking me there. And I'm like, man, we're right there. We turn the corner and we're home.
Yeah.
What the hell are
What the
you
fuck?
talking about? And I'm screaming at him. We're middle of the road, and I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, cops are coming. We're screwed. So the only option I got for him, as he's acting a fool, screaming in the middle of the street, is to run up and blindside him.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
All right. I mean, go
well,
for
the blindside didn't work.
it. Oh, shit.
All
Son of a
I
bitch.
did was, as I went and hit him, he must have seen or he caught a glimpse or something, turned his head. So when I did follow through, he was basically, I basically more or less pushed him
Wow.
really hard to one side, but he didn't go. So he's getting irate, so I opened up the back door and just threw him in and shut it as fast as I could and jumped in the car, hit the locks and just started going. I drove probably maybe 30 miles an hour. I got the car up to just going from a house away from turning the corner and going 2 houses down the street, 3 houses down the street and parking. I got up to 30 miles.
If anyone looked at that, if anyone saw that, they probably would have thought you just kidnapped somebody.
Oh, I just jumped in the car and threw it into drive and just stomped on the gas and just, as soon as I got to the corner, just whipped it, and it was up to 30 when I come screeching up in front of the house, threw it in park, shut everything down, the lights and everything. Because my thought is, if the cop goes by, he don't see no headlights or nothing on, he'll think I went on or something if he get a call, because I'm not sure if the cops are coming or not. Yeah. But there's been an incident out on the street in our neighborhood on top of that, so somebody called.
Fuck, yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, that's
especially in our neighborhood.
Yeah, so he did calm down. He did calm down when I got him out of the car to go in the house. Once we were at the house, he seemed to calm down, but at all the way that whole night, he acted a damn fool. I couldn't believe, it's a Christmas party. What's the deal? You're gonna get something regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all salty. I don't know. He acted like they owed him something, like they weren't. Like, you don't pay me enough money, so since you don't pay me enough, you should give me something extra at the end of the year. I mean, I don't get that thought. At Christmas time, a bonus I get, but a Christmas bonus is something different. If you get that, that's a gravy thing. Not everybody gets them. And here's your Uncle Kenny, all upset because he thought he didn't get what he deserved.
Let me ask you, how many times did you have to rock him?
Knock him out?
Yeah. How many times you just have to knock his shit out? Stop being an idiot?
I've probably just to save his face from getting really badly torn off, probably 7 or 8 times.
I believe it.
Yeah, he's the type that he gets drunk, he goes blind.
Anything and anyone is up for grabs, basically.
Yeah, I've seen him take headers down steps. I've seen him fall into things and pop back up like it's nothing, and stuff. If he's so obliterated that he no longer can keep his balance, as far as like now it's going to be crawling.
Oh God.
Crawling it and stuff. Then
about.
He'll go out.
Oh shit. Yep.
And stuff.
That's when I know I'm going out.
And the most amazing thing to me is he can sleep anywhere. He can pass out outside any place, lay on it. He can do inside, outside, don't matter. Concrete floor of a basement.
The military wish they could unlock this technology.
I have seen
him,
yeah. But I haven't seen him
shit face, fuck drunk.
I've seen him sad drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You seen
the upsetty spaghetti.
You got the stronger memories of the decline of his life. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a dark time there when that began. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Christmas party though, I'll say that he didn't lose his job or nothing, and a lot didn't get back to the big wigs. A lot of them, I think, more sat at a table together and then left at a decent time and didn't pay attention to what was going around. It's the way it seemed like to me, because nothing was said to him or us or anything at work about what went on basically what happened at the Christmas party. He just stayed there,
just like Vegas.
Yeah, that was
except for
cool.
herpes. That shit never leaves.
Well,
that's neither here nor there.
With your Uncle Kenny, I guess maybe it doesn't ever leave. Okay, but yeah, that's the Christmas party story when me and him worked together. I thought you guys would find it funny the way he gets beliberated. So this is end of story 1, and we'll be right back after this message with story 2.
Rello Radio Show, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. DJ CO1.
Welcome back to Coffee Bar Stories. Dad's going to tell us another story, The Wild Ride.
Okay, this wild ride, basically, like every now and then, me and your uncle would like just want to get away from everybody, just kind of like as he would put it, cruise and booze and stuff. Basically, go around, riding around, stopping off at different spots we know of and stuff like that, drinking beer along the way, and smoking our pot and shit like that. So one night when we decided to go out, he's like, "Let's go out, and we're gonna go out to this part of town." And I was like, "Why you want to go out to that part? It's not the good part of town, basically. Is what it is." I'm like, "Why you want to go riding around there?" He's like, "Just wait, man. You're going to see some shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to see your dumb ass getting hurt. That's what I want to see, or you're going to be dragged behind the car, because this is sounding like your shenanigans." So Uncle Kenny, being the diplomat he is, well, I'm buying. Oh, okay then. Well, let's roll. So we head to the first liquor store to get started, and it's right there before you get to the bad area. I think it's like 5-Star Liquors, I think it's what his name. And there's railroad tracks by it and stuff. So we go in there, and I'm expecting him to come back. He goes in, I stay in the car. I'm expecting him to come back with, a decent beer and in a decent quantity, Next thing I know, this uncle of yours, he comes out of there, barely able to hold it. Like, I think he got 3 cases of beer. And I'm looking. I'm like, what the hell did he get? It was stacked.
Ew.
Yeah. I'm like, I was like, what?
Right,
I was like, you couldn't get like old style at least?
Old style.
I mean,
Showing your age there.
well,
bud.
at least, because I feel, when I should have thought about when he said he's buying, he going to try to get as much as possible. So he goes cheap. Well, that's a cheap beer.
Yeah.
He went cheaper than that. I think this stuff was like $6 a case. I mean,
Damn.
dirt cheap. It was real cheap and stuff. So anyway, we decided to go on. We get the beer, and I'm like, whatever, man, let's go. We're riding around drinking, and he's like, go down here. And we go over to this area, and it's called Tom's Town. It's a weird area. I think at one time maybe defense type housing where people come back from like World War II and they needed places. They kind of built these kind of places.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, it's like that. Well, we go there, and he goes, go up in there. We go over there, and we riding around. It's blocky, so we keep turning in all these places on each side. I'm like, what the hell? Where are we going to end up? Because this thing is like snaking around. I'm like, oh, Jesus. He's bringing us into some kooky neighborhood. Come to find out, it's an ex-girlfriend's house. She's staying, or place she's at, right? Ex-girlfriend. I pull up. He's like, hang on a minute. Goes up to the door, knocks. The ex-girlfriend comes out. She comes over to the car. And as they're coming up, I'm squinting. Now, you know how big your Uncle Kenny is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 of him come walking with him.
Oh.
She is that big. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
What the hell is he getting me into? I have no clue what he's doing. She comes in, she's like, oh, hey, you're his best friend. How you doing? And, you want some weed? Yeah, how much me and him got along. And I'm looking at her going, holy cow. Tell me she put all this weight on at one point afterwards, dude, or something, thinking to myself, it is getting horrible with this girl. Because I'm like looking but not looking at her, and I finally look at her because she's like, how much do you want? And stuff, because I'm kind of just, everything's blurry wording by me until she says, how much do you want? I look her in the face, and I'm like, I want a quarter. No, a half ounce of weed. This woman, missing teeth, along with what aren't missing, chipped and blacked. Okay. Then her eye just had a mind of its own. It went
Why
everywhere.
did you laugh like that?
It was bad, guys. It went everywhere. It was on its own mission. And I'm like, what in hell is he getting me into? And she's like, I'll be right back. And she waddles off. And I'm looking at me, he's going right behind her. I'm like, hey, at least fill me in some bitch, you know? He's walking away. Okay, you son of a... Walks on in the house with her. And they're in there 20 minutes or better. And I'm sitting out there, and people are looking at me, and, you know, you're starting to get groups socializing a couple building, you know, a couple doors down on the building, and they're like looking at me, and I'm thinking, you know, you know that they're thinking, what crackhead is this parked up here waiting to get some, you know, and stuff. And here comes this long-haired dude over to the car. Hey, man, you need something? I said, nah, man, I'm waiting on my buddy. He's in there. Oh, he's over there in such place. I said, yeah, okay. It's like, oh, man. He starts trying to chit-chat me, and I'm watching him, and he keeps moving back towards the door handle of the car. And the car we had didn't have door locks that popped up. They were ones that flipped open on the door handles, so he couldn't, you know, reach back there and just pull it up and then pull the door handle. So he was reaching back, grabbed the door handle, thinking the doors were unlocked, and I'd pushed my little handle shut. And as soon as he grabbed that door handle, the only thing I could think to do, and why I blared on the horn.
I mean, I would have done the same thing.
I startled the shit out of him. He jumped and danced back like he'd gotten shot at. And then he's like, I was like, oh man, I think they're getting ready to come. Oh yeah, man. He walked away. And I'm like, holy shit. And the only thought at this point now is I'm sitting there and I can see the door opening back up, going, I'm going to kill him.
I'm going to kill him.
I'm going to kill this guy. I'm done. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to drive out of here. I'm going to let him get me out of here to a place I recognize again. And I'm going to kill him.
I'm going to kill him.
And the door opens and here comes somebody out. That ain't Kenny.
What?
That ain't the Titanic either. What the hell? Some arbitrary person just walking out the door. I'm like, oh no. And then I'm sitting there, and it's probably 30 minutes at this point, and then here they come. He's walking out at a pace of a rocket ship, and she walks maybe halfway in the way up to, you know, all jibber-jabbering him. He gets in the car. I look him square in the fucking face, and the first thing I fucking see in him is his jaw is just rambling back and forth like a crazy man's.
Oh, God.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, no, you know, he can't hardly talk. And I'm like, oh, shit. I know what's wrong with this asshole. I'm like, you crackhead.
Motherfucker.
He looked at me. No, man, no. I was like, what? Smoking crack? I said, you better have some goddamn weed in that pocket, boy. So, needless to say, he did. We leave. He's geeking. And I'm like, oh, my God. Where are we going? Oh, turn here. Okay. And he's drinking beer after beer after beer after beer. Because now he's trying to counter-react the crack. Now I'm like, you fucking moron. He's like, hey, man, pull over to that liquor store. I'll get some papers real quick. All right, cool. Pull into this liquor store, not paying attention what the hell it is. It's a liquor store lit up. Okay, cool. He goes in. He's in there 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Next thing I know, he's coming out. And he is wired again.
What the
I'm
fuck,
like,
Kenny?
are you shitting me? I'm just looking him in the face. I'm like, I'm going to hit him. I'm just, screw it, I'll hit him. He's like, here, man, I rolled a joint. I said, you rolled a joint? Where the hell did you roll the joint at? Oh, in the bathroom. I said, Dad, you're hitting your rock in the bathroom? How much do you got more of that shit on you? Because we got a problem if you do. You better fess up. You know, at this point, I'm starting to get aggravated. I've had limited beer. because he's pissing me off.
Uh-huh.
You know, you'd think being me, I'd be pounding beers waiting on him at the place. Hell no, man. I'm every weirdo in town looking at me. I'm just freaking out and stuff. Now he's starting to piss me off. And I'm like, okay, give me the joint. I'm smoking. Where are we going now? Well, we're just going to go for a ride. All right. So he takes us through to this place that has nothing but trailers in it. And I'm like, oh, Lord. He's like, we're going to go see a guy I went to school with. Okay, is he, what kind of dude is, you know, what is he into? Oh, no, man, he was cool, dude. He was like into rock and stuff, heavy metal, that type of thing, you know, the long hair. And okay, cool. We'll go there. All right, so we pull up to this trailer. This thing, the rust is showing through the paint. You can tell it's been painted and stuff. It's not in very good shape. The areas in shit shape. He goes up and knocks. Dude opens the door, and it's taking him like 30-40 seconds for your Uncle Kenny to get this guy to realize, to remember who the hell he is. And I'm thinking he's a buddy of yours. You know, me and him didn't go to school together, so I don't know who he knows.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, oh yeah, come on in. We go on in there. This place, it's in just trash, basically. You know, clothes everywhere, that type of thing, unkept. We're sitting down. He comes over and gives us some whiskey to drink, and we take the glasses. We're drinking that, talking with him, and so we smoke a joint with that guy. He seems pretty cool. Him and Kenny are reminiscing. Then all of a sudden, this screeching from the back of the trailer goes off, and I'm like, what in the hell is that? Thinking to myself, and I'm starting to get up. I'm on a love seat, so to speak, getting on the edge. I'm like, what the it's time to run. I'm looking at your Uncle Kenny like, motherfucker, get ready to run. You know, look, my eyes are darting from the door, from him to the door, Man, get ready. And it's getting louder. All of a sudden, you hear these like accordion doors type deal. Open. And I think dude's like Leonard or something like that. We'll just say his name's Leonard. Leonard. She's screaming, just coming down. And I finally, she gets to the point where I can see her, pitted face, like I guess she must be a heroin junkie because it looked like she picked at her face like constantly on everything that had open sores and whatnot. Coming out just freaking out on the dude we're hanging with. He's trying to stay mellow. He flips out.
Oh God!
And I'm looking at your uncle like, dude, we got to go. This is fucked up. This is just going from bad to worse. What are you doing? And he's just like frozen in the moment, just sitting there like watching this go down. And then all of a sudden she slaps the dude, and I'm like, oh. He grabs her by the sides of the hair and starts running her. So she's running backwards. She's looking at him. So he's, got her and just starts running her backwards. And in the trailer, trailer walls aren't that thick or anything.
Yeah, no,
he put her through I guess it'd be the living room wall, and it led into a bedroom, I'd imagine is what it was. But he put her into that, and her head plopped through that thing. Well, his fist kind of punched to her too. But yeah, I'm like, dude, I grab your uncle. I'm like, we're out of here. Dude turned around, hey, no, it's cool, man. Ever seen? I'm like, no, it's not cool.
It's not cool at all.
Kenny's like, man, is everything gonna be all right? I'm like, Kenny, everything all right? Come on, dude, let's go. What the motherfucker? Let's go. Holy moly, man. So I get him out of that trailer, and he's so in between the booze, the hard liquors finally help him with the fucking fiend of his fucking cracking and everything. So he's just so mind boggled that he nothing's processing in his mind.
Yeah.
I drag him out of the house, get in the car, and I ain't like, where are we going now? I'm like, here, we're getting ready to leave. Well, we get ready to leave, and he's like, I need a beer. He goes to get in the back seat to get a beer. There is none. And I'm like, there's no way you drink 3 cases of beer. I've at this point, had 7 beers.
Yeah.
8, no, I will say 8 or 9, because I know I lost like 2 or 3. Just had a couple sips and then ended up having to toss them at a point for one reason or the other with him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no way he drank that much. No way in hell. I know I hadn't seen it. Come to find out, some young kids walked down the street, robbed us, stole the beer.
Shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
they just opened up because we didn't lock the car, I guess, and they just opened up the back door and pulled them out and took them because we were in this guy's house.
Oh,
But
fuck.
yeah, so I'm like, fuck it. I want some good beer. So I'm like, screw it. And he's talking stupid, and then I'm telling him to shut the hell up, and he's telling me how the world is going to end in 6-7 days, and he's going to blow himself up with helium, and he's going to spy on you. And I'm like, oh, Lord, holy cow. He's, at this point,
in too deep, man.
Yeah, he's so out of it at this point. I'm like, oh, my God.
We need a Code 7 extraction ASTAT.
Yeah, and I'm contemplating, how the hell am I going to go to a liquor store with this fool in the car? Because there's no way I'm letting him in.
Oh, God,
go
no.
in.
The way he's acting
It's
now,
just-
you're completely fucked.
It's just what's going to happen with him in the car or him
in there
not
with you.
staying in the car.
Yeah.
Whichever the case may be for him. I'm contemplating that. Screw it, I'm going to do it. Go to the liquor store. Go in, get what I want. I come out, and there's another guy at gunpoint in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
I'm like, God damn it. So I'm thinking, okay, I can make it to the car and just slide in and we'll wait it out to see what happens. I'll grab dipshit's head and put it underneath the front dashboard. I'll kick it in if I got to keep it down.
Yeah.
And I'll lay down across the seats and shit. So I wait a half a second and, watch the play. I dart to the car, get in. I go to grab his head. Just as I grab him, he must have had the door ready to open. He hops out. Hey, stop doing that.
What the fuck?
I'm like, oh, Jesus. Trying to reach across the car and pull
Grab
this
him back
fucking
in there?
idiot in. And now he's gotten himself to where he got a hand on the door, hand on the roof, got himself standing up on the doorstep
Yeah.
of the car by the seat, screaming, you need to stop that. That's not right. Be nice. And screaming. I'm like, holy. And the dude turns and tells him to shut the hell up. I'm like, you're going to get. And as soon as I said, going to get shot, a gunshot goes off.
Oh, God,
And
no.
he does drop down, but he drops down just to the ground standing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you didn't have to do that, is what he screams back.
Oh, my God.
I finally have gotten myself in a better position to grab him in, so I yank him down into the fucking car, and it's like, cops are coming. I can hear the sirens because of the gunshot, because they're obviously they're not far off, and people call quick.
Oh, God, no.
And another gunshot goes off, but I don't know what happened with that. And then the cops pulled in. We couldn't go nowhere, and the people were on foot running and whatnot. And I'm like, this guy, like, I'm going to kill this fucking asshole. Cops never, ever asked us any question.
Well, that's
He
good.
walked up next to the car and says, you guys are okay. Go ahead and leave. We're taking care of it over there. You can go ahead and go now.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything. He just said, you can guys go ahead and back out and go now. It's safe. I was like, holy crap. Didn't ask us anything. And so I didn't say nothing. I'm like, with this monkey sitting next to me,
Yeah,
this
no.
fool, he's going to get me killed. You know,
God,
he's
no.
hopping around and, and the cop, because I was so worried he was going to make noises and be ignorant as the cop come up to the window. I was so worried. I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to go to jail with this fool.
Yeah.
But he didn't act up until we actually pulled out. And then he hops into the back seat, puts his face and everything up into the back window, and starts hopping around and yelling at him, going, I'm a free man and you not, you free not me.
What the hell?
Oh, he was into some rambling bullshit.
The drugs were strong with this man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, ever.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, I think he almost got hit. He did get shot at. That dude did turn around and shoot at him.
Yeah.
I just think he was a bad shot and missed him. And your uncle instead of acting paranoid and scared, so out of it, just hopped down and kept antagonizing. And dude had to turn on the other guy because the other guy's probably gonna do something in a minute. You know, I mean, this is all happening real kind of quick too. This is not as slow as it sounds and stuff. But oh my God, we leave the liquor store. He's acting a fool
Again.
and stuff. And this is when I decide it's time to give him his beating.
Yeah. It's
So-
a little overdue at this point.
Oh, I drive. I'm heading back to town. And I was like, I'll just kick his ass at the house. That way I can drag him in the base,
Give him
into
some
the place,
dignity.
and and throw him into the bed. No big deal.
Yeah.
No, he come up and jerked the wheel twice, like I'm gonna drive from the side, and I locked him up. And right there at the cornfield, just put it right off to the side of the road.
So much for dignity.
Turned the car off and threw the keys to the floorboard. Watched where they hit, and just shoved him out the side door. Opened it and pushed him out.
Yeah.
And just commenced an ass whooping. I must have punched him 5 or 6 times in the head, kneed him in the head 2 or 3 times.
No wonder why.
Punched him in
He's
the
so
stomach.
stupid.
Got so mad at him because he wouldn't shut up and he found there was a saying, he kept saying it over and over. At this point, I cannot remember exactly what it is, but he wouldn't stop it all night. He started that up. Then I got so pissed off, I picked him up and over my head and body slammed him.
Oh.
And as doing so, his left foot come crashing off the corner of the car, of the bumper, or not the bumper, but the side fender of the car.
Yeah.
And it swelled it up. It didn't break it, but it swelled it up good. But because when I buy some, thank God it wasn't his head. I slammed him hard to the ground, knocked the wind out of him, dragged him and threw him into the back seat and told him, you move again, I'll take you and throw you off the bridge. I'm done. Seriously. With this one, I'm done with you. Kenny, we're done. Enough's enough. Drove to the house, get there, he's out cold, go to drag him into the house, and got where he's inside the first door, but not inside the house, so he's like in the awning area. Said it again to me is what he did, so I left him. Shut the door behind me, went on in, said screw him, left him out there all night.
Sucks for me.
Oh, hell yeah,
Kenny.
because like it's 6 a.m., he's banging on the door, and your mother's like, I ain't getting up. You gotta be
This
quiet.
man.
And you know me, I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. I'm hungover, feeling like shit because I just hung out with dipshit all night.
Yeah.
So your Uncle Kenny's an idiot, man.
Yeah, that's extremely apparent now.
Oh yeah.
I
At least he acted civil around us.
I mean, yeah, for real. Because all I have are the fond memories. And
Yeah.
he taught me how to fart with my leg pits, man.
You and them leg pits, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I remember playing video games with them.
Me too, all the
Oh.
time.
Yeah, he was fun when he wanted to be, but these are more the shenanigans he liked to pull when me and him were around. When he got his chance to run, he ran, and he ran often. That's how come his habits got so heavy. He was not tethered to nothing. He had no kids, no wife, nobody to answer to. Just basically, he was a nomad, basically, is what he was. Just lived off the land. Well, not off the land, off the people of the land. So, that's how he was. But that's the story of going on the wild ride with him.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how it
definitely a
gets.
wild ride.
Yeah, it gets stupider as it goes. So, okay, folks, I'm going to tell you what. We're going to call an end to the story number 2, and we're going to take a break for this commercial, and then after that, we'll be back with story number 3, folks.
Rello Radio Show, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. DJ CO1.
All right, we're back, and we're going to have Bubba take it off for us.
Welcome back, and this is part 3, Tunnels Under Klein.
Okay, there's a road that they built up that goes over some steel mills and everything called Klein, and you guys know what the Klein Road is because it's been shut down for quite a long time, but you know of it. Okay, well, what it is they had built this bridge, and the way they did it, they put cave underneath it, basically. They poured this tunnel that runs with piping that comes down where the water drains off the road so it doesn't shear off and drop, because the Klein Avenue, it climbs, to 300-400 feet above ground and running.
Yeah.
For miles it does this, and it's going over to the like we said, steel mills and stuff. So what they had to do is put piping inside of a tunnel that they can get into and maintain when needed and stuff. So we found that these guys I knew and your Uncle Kenny, we knew of 2 dudes that go up in there all the time. Well, they decided to take us up in there this time. We go up in there, and we got our staples with us. You know, we got some hard liquor, some beers, and, you know, not a lot of stuff. You know, some dubs and whatnot. So we climb up inside of this, what is a square, like a rectangle tunnel is what it's like. And what you see is like this big 8-9 inch round pipe that keeps dropping and running down, then it drops and runs down.
Yeah.
And stuff. So as you walk along this, it's runs the length of the bridge, of the Klein Bridge that's going across all that steel mill. As you walk along it, you'll come across where the seams are in the bridge. Well, that you can see straight down at that point, so you can start telling how high you are, because it's dark in there. We have flashlights, the whole shebang with us, and we're going along. Your Uncle Kenny and all of us are doing pretty good, and there's this one guy that they brought along. They called D, and this guy named D, he was like a chemical toilet. You give it to him, he'd take it. He didn't care and stuff. He was not a bright guy. Well, we're going along in this, and as you go along, you're walking, and there's graffiti on some of it, but not very much, which surprised me. But it has like levels that move up. You're walking along, and then all of a sudden there's a wall, but there's a square in it, and you got to climb through the square. And as you climb through the square, and all of a sudden there's a seam inside that square, to where you got to go across a good maybe foot and a half gap. That's that seam, because this is the under part. This is not the top above you. This is below. That now you look down, you can start seeing. You're probably 100 feet or better. You're starting to get to where the bridge is hitting its peak and it's going to start running that length.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's how you know how you're getting places when you do that. And as we go along, then I noticed there's grates in the floor as you walk along. Big, I'd say 4x4 grates. We're walking along, and the guys that I'm with, the first guy that knows what he's doing, your Uncle King, you know, is like, hey man, he's my buddy, he knows everything about this. He told us that you got to be careful because some of those grates are missing. I'm like, what you fucking mean those grates are missing? You know, I'm gonna be walking along and I'm gonna drop out at 300 fucking feet until God only knows what's below me gonna land on.
That's
and
not
stuff.
desirable.
Yeah, so you know, they're flashlighting everything. And we're going along, and this thing is cool. I give it to him. It is pretty cool what we're doing.
Yeah.
But, man, and I noticed that guy D and Kenny keep slowing up across everything. They're the last to cross the gaps and stuff and everything like that every time. And I noticed that D's is starting to slur his words, but the liquor is on the guy that knows what he's doing, and I have some. They only have some beers, and I think it was like a 12-pack each on them. So they had like for us to split, because we knew not to get all trashed up in there, because you don't just get shit-faced and think you're going to survive this, even though you are inside a place. It's more dangerous than you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep going, and I'm like, how far did we go on this? And he says, you'll know when we get there. And I'm like, oh, we're about an hour and a half deep into this walk, and we're going along, and finally we're coming up, and there's this slit going across it the long ways, and it's like a solid wall with a slit that runs the length, and the slit is maybe 2.5 feet wide. So you got to lay down, roll across it, and then on the other side, when you go to get off it, there's that foot gap.
That's dangerous as fuck.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
So what you do
That's some
is
Splinter Cell shit.
So
right
what
there.
you do is, as you lay down and you slide across, then you lower your body down sideways, and then as you start coming down, you got to push yourself off and basically try to jump out to where you're at least more than a foot away from the wall when you land. And then it goes down a slight slope to this grate, and then there's a solid wall there. Now that's the solid wall is the connector wall. That's where they had connected the 2 bridges. They built it from 2 different sides to meet together. So that there's no passing through that. All the piping, now there's a bigger pipe coming down from the ceiling, and it's probably at this point where the bridges connect and that ending piece is, from what we're standing on to the top of it, is about 12 feet, 14 feet high now. It's a big area at this point, echoey, the whole thing. and the pipe comes down and it runs above our heads about 10 feet all the way and then disappears into the wall. That's how it does as you watch it going down the other way. Well, we go in there and start drinking the liquor and having some beer, smoking the weed, and they pull the grate up and they're sitting there. So we all four of us sit on each side of the square, and we're looking down in there, and I'm sitting back, barely have my legs out this thing, and I'm looking down in this thing at an angle, and it goes down to a river.
Oh, fuck.
You know, and I'm like, and I don't know how deep it is or whatever. It doesn't matter. The height that you're falling from, you're not going to survive the smack anyway.
Yeah.
And
You're
I'm
not
looking at
terrified
these
of heights,
guys.
are you?
Huh?
You're not terrified of
No,
heights, are you?
I'm not scared of heights at all, but the
'cause I am.
cautiousness, if you go, you're gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing to grab onto. It once if you fall out, once you pass the square,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing. There's not going to be a girder to grab onto or a cable hanging that's going to save you at the last second. There's nothing there. You are just, it's open season on your fall. So we're sitting around it talking, and that D, he's a dingbat. He's like your uncle drunk, but he's on these pills talking stupid shit, talking about how life sucks and how he should dive out the hole and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, I'd like to see that really. You know, it's sad to say that, but in all honesty, man, if you did it and I happen to miss you, you were going out, I would definitely have to watch the whole show from there, because I would have to see how that ended, you know. But he's saying these things, I'm just like, that's dumb, dude. Okay, you know, blow it off. I don't say nothing to the guy. And your Uncle Kenny, he chimes in with, you want to sing? I'm like, sing? And the guy's like, oh, yeah, the acoustics. So we shut the grate, and come to find out, that was Uncle Kenny's way of keeping this idiot from really diving out that hole. Them two, honestly, because they both know him real well, and I knew him, but not as well as they did. And your uncle and that guy that knew that tunnel real well, them two knew that he as much as he's been drinking and the pills he's been taking and whatever else he's been doing, because they don't know he's been doing, he would do it. He'd jump out dive out, think it's funny, jump out like he's going to catch himself at the last minute, but don't do it, and then he still goes through.
Yeah.
You know, that's the stuff they were worried about. And they were telling me about this later on as we were walking back, actually, from the place. But they said, we're going to sing, so we go get up on the pipe. And we climb up to get up there, and that was a treat. But we get up on this pipe, we're all sitting on it, and we got like 3 or 4 feet from the pipe to the top. So we're kind of hunched. And they decided they're going to sing an Elvis song. Elvis Presley, for people that don't know what Elvis is or think it's different. And the song they're singing is, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a long ballady type, and it echoed. And we start singing this, right? And I'm buzzed a little bit, so I got the happy-go-lucky feeling. So I'm singing along, and this thing really is echoing. And this goes to show you, when you smoke that much weed and drink a little bit of beer, how well you think you sound in an echoing tunnel.
Oh, definitely, probably.
Oh, we had probably sat there and talked about we could cut an album up here and get signed.
The greatest hits.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was so pathetic. I mean, if you like had a recorder that could record it correctly the way you were staying in that tunnel, nerd, it'd probably sound like cats fighting or something.
Oh shit.
Well, you got 4 guys, and none of us are singers for real. I don't think any of the other dudes really carried a tune. I don't remember them talking about being singers, and I know your Uncle Kenny wasn't. I've heard him, so I don't know about the other two. But you know, that I thought, man, it was a good time. And I thought, man, this is a cool place, but what the hell do you do if something happens up here? Somebody breaks a leg or anything, because there's other obstacles in there that are hard to explain that you got to go over or walk around and stuff. It's just not a straight walking down. There's a pipe on your one side and you're crossing things. There's piping going all over the place, because it's coming down to me from the higher level of the road to keep the water from running down to the ground.
Yeah.
It pipes it out so it don't erode and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I told them on the way now, oh man, the way back. Now, everybody's feeling happy-go-lucky at this point. Going back, you'd think it would be a quick trip. It was so dangerous that D guy fell out the crack once, and between the gaps, he fell down into it.
Oh.
They had to pull him back out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, head first. He was like crawling through,
God
you
damn
know, and he
Oh.
fell through it up to his waist, and they grabbed his legs, and the dude got him back up. The falling in and over things, you know, that weren't gap areas.
Yeah.
That was getting annoying with both the him and Kenny. That was starting to piss me off. We finally get out of this damn tunnel, and the way you get out, you come down out of a grate that's in the top of it.
Yeah.
That's how you climbed up. We get down. We didn't drive there. We walked. So why I don't know, but we walked there. So we start walking back, and your Uncle Kenny and D, everything hits them.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Whatever they were pulling, it hits them. And old boy, being a nice guy he is, he's like talking, we'll make a sled for him. I'm like, what the hell's a sled? Do you guys know what a sled is? These?
Like a sort of makeshift carrier.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, he just kept saying a sled and stuff. I guess he meant like, you know, two sticks and a cloth, you know, and you
Yeah.
drag them along, maybe
Yeah.
something like Native Americans would do or something.
Like
I
a
don't
cot.
know. Yeah.
sorta.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? They're shit-faced, they can't walk. And I don't mean shit-faced like drunk. I mean whatever the hell they've been popping in their bodies or been taking and doing has caught up. It's just, they're just jello, can't talk. Their slurring is not an alcohol slur. It is just
They have ceased to be with one with the universe, basically.
exactly. They Uncle Kenny did big time.
Ah, shit.
I told him, I said, man, we'll have to like try to pick him, you know, like kind of one arm it, like
Yeah.
the story
fireman
when
carry.
me and Kenny tried to get home from those people's front yards.
Yeah.
You know, throw an arm over your shoulder and carry him. So guys like, okay, we tried it. No, they were so limp. There was nothing.
Shit.
It was like a dead
Like,
body.
yep.
Seriously.
Oh.
It was. There was no way to hold on to them for nothing, and they didn't wear belts, so you couldn't grab a belt loop or a belt or nothing, and to put your finger through a belt loop and try to hold them, that would hurt too much.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how heavy they are, that weight eventually will hurt. So I looked at them and I'm like, what do you want to do? We have them set down on the ground, or like laying down
Yeah.
on their back. He grabs the dude by the back of the arm, underneath the arms, lifts him up, and just starts dragging him like that with his feet dragging. So I did the same thing with your Uncle Kenny. And I'm dragging, he's dragging, I'm dragging out, and he's dragging. We're coming up on the local refinery area. Oh, man. And all of a sudden, the tunnel guy, he's like, the cops.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, the cops. He takes his buddy D, rolls him, because you know how on the refinery by the sidewalk there's bushes that run in certain parts,
Yeah.
and we happen to be by that. He rolled the guy into that, and so I'm okay. So I do
fuck
I file suit. We roll these two idiots into the bushes, and we're kind of like walking and trying to play it off. I don't know, man. We weren't casual. We knew we weren't being casual. We're trying to be casual. We were overplaying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're being too casual.
It's almost getting to the. You can tell we're trying to fight anxiety.
So
and
casual.
We're
it's
losing
suspicious.
so badly at it. Because the cop he without missing a beat, he hits that spotlight and he's rolling by slowly, looks and just gets to the lined up with us and rolls down the window. First two words out of his mouth. Where you going? Where you been? Well, where you want to know first? Where we going? Where we been? You know. But he's like, where you going? Where you been? We're going home. We were just down at a buddy's house there down the way. Heading home. Well, are you two alone? Oh, what do you mean alone? Yeah, we're two alone. You just see us two, right? You're not seeing two bodies. Which is hard at the moment. Look, that's what I'm thinking. Like, oh shit. He goes, no, yeah, we're alone. All right then. He drives off, and I, not thinking, I start heading to go grab the body. Your Uncle Kenny, and drag his ass up and continue on, right?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, don't grab that. He goes, don't go there. No. He goes, we're going to have to walk down a ways. We're going to have to keep going here for a second because he's going to come back by. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, man. Whatever. Okay, I'm with you, dude. Whatever you say. We start walking, and we're getting farther and farther away from them two. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, the cops seen them. He's got those guys. That's why he ain't rolled up on us yet, right? Back on us.
Yeah.
To make sure we're going. And then, long and behold, we're across a street by now. So now we're a good ways away from Kenny and D. There comes the cop.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Drives
no.
by, does a spotlight on us, and there's a toot, like we're still going, okay, like thumbs up type deal. Nobody in the car we could see. He drives on, and I'm looking at him, and we watch him hit a curve and go on down the road farther and out of sight. I'm looking at the old boy, and I'm like, all right, just go back now, right? He's like, okay, we'll go back. See, we get back there, they're not there.
Oh,
no.
fuck. Where did they go?
Well, we don't know. We walked around all the bushes. We
Bastards.
looking up and down. We even walked a little bit ways back. Nothing. We walked just back, walking back. Just as we get back to where the bushes are, we hear these shufflings. He looks over. They're across the goddamn street.
Son of a bitch.
That 4-lane street, they crossed it. I don't know how. Don't know what the hell happened. But we go over and get them. And help them. We're helping them home. And how they started walking is beyond me. We get to where this golf course area is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't a golf course back then. It was just a mountain of dirt hill area. You remember that. But, we get to that area. It's vegetable soup time.
No.
They both go down.
Oh.
Both are just, it's like whatever they doing just relapsed back on them or something. They just went back to jello. Me and this poor guy, I'm just like, what the hell? That tunnel was cool, dude, but this sucks. Trying to get these fools back. We dragged them all the way back to our house. We left the two out. We left Kenny and him outside. We put them underneath. We had a tarp up at the time, drying it out, and we just dragged them underneath that tarp. It was hanging over a clothesline, so it was like a tent, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we just dragged them underneath there and left them and stuff. I went to bed, and that dude went on home. Oh, your mother was not happy with that.
Oh, I bet not.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't murder you.
She woke me up. She goes, "Who's laying underneath the tarp with Kenny?" I'm like, "What do you mean who's laying under the tarp with Kenny?" That's such and such. Who's that?
Who the?
Well, you know who that is.
You know who that
And she's like, "Oh, well, why is he under the tarp?"
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, and then I had to go and tell her the story.
Damn.
It was neat going into that thing, but I would never do it again. I mean, well, it's shut down. That explains it's not a safe build. You can't drive on it any longer. I don't even, have they started tearing that down?
Nope, but they want to.
Yeah, I'd imagine the way it's built, it's to remove it. It ain't just going and wrecking balling. You got to do precision removal. And I don't even know if you could do it being up on the bridge to remove parts. I don't think you can do it that way. I think you may have to helicopter something out because there's no way you're going to do parts of that from the ground. There's no way. It's too tall.
They I think it's like a suspension is how it's built. It's built.
Yeah, I know that, but how are you going to remove it if you can't be up on it? See, that's where. And we're walking in this thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. This thing can't be safe whatsoever.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I
not.
highly doubt it.
That's scary. Now I didn't want to go back to it. It was cool, a lot of work, but
I'll do it one time, never doing it again, basically.
yeah, because the way coming back from
Do it for
that,
the one time.
when you're going, it's the adventure of getting there. You drink, you do a little bit partying, especially if you do the partying. That makes it the return worse. Yeah, you're buzzed up and it don't seem that bad, but it's more taxing on you pay for it the next day, definitely, body-wise, and if you drink way too much, you hangover and stuff. But your Uncle King, man, he was something else in that tunnel, man. On the way back, he had fallen down twice in mud, and I don't know what the hell he was doing, but the mud he fell into, he got up, and it didn't smell like feces. It had that like leafy, when leaves are just starting to go.
Yeah, I know
smell.
what you're talking about.
Okay, that's what he smelled like. It was like, and it's every now and then as we're heading back down that tunnel leaving, he'd walk by and catch up or whatever. You get a whiff of that, and be like, man, dude, it's like man, it smells like wet leaves in here, man.
Who the fuck's rolling around in wet leaves?
He was so babbly out of it, talking. Me and that guy, we guesstimated they must have, between each other, thinking they're talking to each other, they must have went through 15, 20 different subjects of nothing they knew anything about.
Just nonsense.
Exactly.
Man.
Word cabbage.
Neither one talking about the same thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's just,
yep, I know exactly
they're
what you're talking
responding
about.
from nothing. They're not even answering the question was asked before or anything
It'd be
like that.
Me
They're
talking to Bubba, being like, "Yo, how was the soup?" And then he'd be like, "Yo, I love that Pirates game. It was great, bro." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, homie. This weed is bomb."
Like that, but not comical. That was the worst part. It was just
like they're actually
they would
having
get angry with each other.
Oh my God.
It was getting strange. It got real strange at a point the way they were arguing, and I just. Jeez, to do it again would be never. No, that's not like one thing I would be like, yeah, man, that's something I'd do again. I relive that moment. There's no way I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't relive half the moments of your Uncle Kenny. Jesus almighty. To see what he turned into, but things you did with him, it was just moronic.
Oh, yeah.
Moronic. It's like, man, we're sitting out for a good thing, and then it turns into turds. Every time with him, it turns into turds and stuff. So that's the story of the Klein Tunnel and stuff. And you won't be able to go to it nowadays. So with that, I think we'll close the show.
Alrighty. Everybody have a great night.
Thanks for listening to Dad
and Son on the Coffee Bar Stories.
Please join us each week for new stories.
All music in today's episode was brought to you by Kevin MacLeod.